Testing. Testing. Hello? Testing. Testing. All right. All righty. Here we go. Start of our street level tournament. Let's get some people in here. Yo, what's up? Welcome to the stream. We are going to be talking about some street level characters. I got a group of 16 here, and they're going to do head to head battles to see who comes out king of the streets. We got a trigger wheel here to see where the fight's going to take place. But then, other than that, I mean, there are certain characters that have limitations. For instance, Rambo and where is it, RoboCop are going to be the movie versions only. So any other source of media involving Rambo or RoboCop won't be taken into account here. Similarly, Soshiro Hashina from Kaiju number 8 is going to be without his numbers weapon. I just felt like that added an unfair advantage for him. But these are characters all given to me by people from Discord server that I'm in. I put in Sakamoto and Hoshina, but everybody else. Oh, I also put in Knuckle Duster because we needed people, but everybody else was suggested to me by members of a Discord server that I'm in. Super awesome group. Well, the if you give me 1 second, I'll be right back. All right, so sorry, I had to go deal with something, but I'm back now. Like I was saying, rounds will be determined by vote in the chat. So I'll give a quick rundown of both characters in a fight, and then from there we just vote and go on. I'm probably only going to do a big explanation for the first rounds, and then after that, it's kind of just on us to remember what they can do. If anybody has any questions during a battle, feel free to ask. But yeah, so the first round we got Knuckle Duster versus City Hunter. Also, don't take into account any of the numberings. This is literally just the order that I typed them in. And then using this website, I just hit shuffle a bunch of times. So completely random. I had nothing to do with setting up who is against who in round one. So 100% random. We got our picker wheel here. So Knuckle Duster versus City Hunter. Knuckle Duster is from My Hero Academia Vigilantes. He is, if any of you have read My Hero Academia Vigilantes, the main character, the guy that mentors him. He used to be a superhero named Overclock, but he got his powers stolen from him. And since then, he's kind of been on the sidelines, operating from the shadows. He just uses his fists, bombs, equipment that regular old people have. He doesn't use anything super wacky. I'd say his most destructive thing that he did was take down a whole building with a bunch of dynamite. But I mean, when he punches with his brass knuckles on, he can take out concrete. So I mean, he's definitely not the strongest on this list. But I'm excited to see how far he gets. To see if he can pass the City Hunter, which is a predator from uh, the movie Predators, I believe. It's the one where it's set in a city. So whichever one that is. This City Hunter. Let's see some of his equipment. I gotta do here. City Hunter has obviously a cloak like the original Predator. He's got wrist blades that he can deploy, a spear gun that he can use, a net gun. He's got his obviously a helmet that he wears that kind of might offer some protection, an energy flechette, and his wrist gauntlet, which has, it kind of controls his equipment. Um, and one of his best feats is in the show or movie, lightning struck him while he was at the top of a building, and I didn't even face him one bit. Um, Knuckle Duster, he's got some durability, but I don't know that he's tanking a lightning strike very well. But what do you guys think so far? Who we got? Knuckle Duster or City Hunter round one? So you guys start sending in the votes. We've only got a couple people in chat, but we can go ahead and get started. We got Knuckle Duster versus City Hunter, and I'll. Oh wait, we gotta spin our wheel first. Where are they gonna fight? Ooh, okay. So they are in the city, uh, which, I mean, kind of home field advantage for both of them. Obviously, City Hunter, city is in his name, but Knuckle Duster, I mean that's his area of operation as well as in a city. So I mean, I'm not gonna say it gives one person a major advantage. If we had gotten somewhere other like the I don't know, jungle, I definitely would have given it to Predator for the City Hunter. But we're in the city. Knuckle Duster versus City Hunter. Who do you guys think wins? There's going to be a lag between here and the stream, so my votes are going to come in kind of late. It might seem like there's a long pause. We got a comment already voting for David Dunn for the win. He's down here. He's going to be one of our last deals. Ooh. We got one vote for Knuckle Duster. Possibly, they said. Knuckle Duster, possibly. Let's see. Yes. Yes, we are on our tournament arc. I hope to host more like this. I've been talking with other people about possible other tournaments I can do. I just feel like street level characters don't get a lot of representation. You know, nobody talks about them. A lot of the guys that I talk to scale Marvel and DC, so like street level is just not a thing in there anymore. Oop, two votes for Knuckle Duster. City Hunter is he's taking a beating here. So I'll hold off a little bit, see if we can get some more votes in. But it seems like Knuckle Duster's going to take the win here. All right, I'll wait 15 more seconds and then. Actually, there's right now 3 viewers and 2 votes, so we're going to go ahead and call it for Knuckle Duster. Knuckle Duster has advanced to round 2. Now the next round is going to be Tarkus from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure versus Rambo. And again, we are only using the movie versions for Rambo. So let's see what I got on Tarkus. Did I get anything on him? Who put in Tarkus? So Tarkus, like I said, is from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I believe part 1. Yeah, he is the secondary antagonist in part 1 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure: Phantom Blood. He was a 16th century knight. Let's see what he's got. One of only 5 knights to succeed the trial of 77 rings, which I mean, one of 5 people to ever do it sounds like a good deal. Became an expert at the chain neck death match. Who beat a total of 48 warriors in there. So in Phantom Blood, it seems like he was resurrected as a zombie, but we're not gonna use any of the zombie regenerations. But I mean, he's got some superhuman strength. He can shatter a giant boulder with one finger, throwing a stone wall. So I mean, he's got some good strength feats. He's got some chains connected to him, and he uses those as weapons. If any of you guys have seen JoJo's, he is the one that rips, I want to say Zappelli in half. Yeah. So let's find out where Tarkus and Rambo are going. Yeah, if they do get jungle, that's a pretty big buff for Rambo. Ooh. Okay, they're out in the desert. So I don't know how Rambo is gonna do in the desert. But we got Rambo versus Tarkus running around in the desert. Not a whole lot of cover. I feel like Tarkus might have this one in the desert. Like Rock and Alice said, I mean, if they were in the jungle, yeah, probably Rambo for sure. But I don't know, man. The desert's rough. All right, right, we got one vote for Tarkus already. I mean, Rambo's got a lot of stuff. He's got a lot of gear that he can use. Um, was Tarkus mounted? I don't believe when he brought back it was he was mounted. So I mean, even if he was mounted, he definitely wasn't mounted on a camel, and horses don't do great in the sand. So yeah, desert was definitely worst case for Rambo. City would have been a much better deal. Obviously, the jungle is where Rambo's prime is. Uh, but I'll wait a little bit see if we because I mean we only got a few viewers, so we can tie it up. But right now it looks like Tarkus has taken the W. Um, as far as guns, I mean I think he's just a regular old Joe. But I mean in the JoJo's verse, I mean there are a few of them that can tank gunshots as humans. But oh, I forgot to mention at the very beginning of this, speed is equalized, so I mean, take that into account as well. Otherwise, Tarkus probably could have just blitzed Rambo. But I mean, yeah, if Rambo gets his guns and explosives off, it's probably not looking great for Tarkus. Yeah, so I mean, I did say that he was brought back as a zombie, um, but we're not going to use any of that like durability or whatnot, like because that's a bit of an unfair advantage. Although if we do use that, I believe it's sunlight that kind of is their weakness, and in the desert there's no escape from the sunlight. So he's got some heavy armor. Um, I don't know that it would be able to stop bullets. I mean, at the very least, diminish how hurt he gets by them. But yeah, I mean the gun argument is a strong argument for Rambo. So we'll give one to Rambo so far. Um, See if anybody else pops into. We're saying Rambo gets it for now. They're 1-1. We got one vote for Tarkus, one vote for Rambo, unless Coffee Shop changed their mind. Let's see. I guess I'll weigh in here. With the gun vote. I mean, we'll probably get it to Rambo. I don't see Tarkus making it through a whole spray of Rambo gunfire. He doesn't seem to miss in the movies. So now we're down to Soshiro Hoshina versus Speedwagon. Like I said, Soshiro Hoshino is from Kaiju number 8. He's the vice captain of one of the groups. He is a bladed expert. So, I mean, he is badass with dual swords, is what he uses. But he's got a variety of sword options that he's able to use. I'm taking out his numbers weapon, which gives him a tail and is able to act independently from him. So we're gonna. It also buffs up his durability, but he's just in his regular old kaiju killing suit, which doesn't offer him really anything other than some protection. It gives him slightly enhanced physical capabilities, so he's at least peak human level, if not a little superhuman with it. And then Speedwagon from JoJo's as well. So two JoJo's in a row. And Speedwagon, he's got some superhuman characteristics as well, like his strength and whatnot. He is a a weapons master specifically with his hat that he wears. Kind of uses it and throws it, spins it real fast, and can cut through a lot of stuff with that hat. Um, he has killed zombies all by himself, um, and he has survived kicks from the main character Jonathan. Granted, he was holding back, but so I mean, he's got some. Oh, he also uses a sledgehammer on occasions. I didn't say that. So he's got his hat and a sledgehammer. They both can be close range. Like I said, Speedwagon also uses his hat a lot, throwing it. But I mean, Hoshina's going to be able to react to that. So let's see where they're duking it out. The best pick for Hoshina would be the city, because that is where kaiju emergences take place. All right, they're in an open arena, so they're just they're out in the open arena. Maybe a couple of posts here and there, like old Roman arenas. So I mean, not a whole lot of cover, if any. Um, that's not to say that they have to stay. Yeah, Kaiju number 8. I feel like just recently got their anime, but I've been reading it for a while. And actually, Hoshina just got his own manga. It's got called like Kaiju number 8 Part B or something like that, and it's more about Hoshina than the rest of them. But yeah, so they're in an arena, duking it out. Let's see, throwing a lion or a tiger. Yeah, we'll release a lion. We'll set a lion on after them. Got one vote for Hoshina. I mean, a lion compared to a kaiju, like Hoshina's gonna make quick work of him. And I mean, Speedwagon's got a sledgehammer, so I mean, if he's adept at swinging it, I don't see a lion taking a sledgehammer to the chest very well. So, I mean, if I were in the voting process, I personally would vote for Hoshina, but I'm a little biased because I entered Hoshina. So I'll stay out of it for this round. So far, we've got one vote for Hoshina, no votes for Speedwagon. I'll let the vote go on for a little longer. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how well Speedwagon would react either. We got two votes for Hoshina. Like, I mean, even a sledgehammer against dual swords. I mean, that's one parry away from death. So we'll give it to Hoshina for this round. And we'll go on to our next, which is Shredder from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle series, and Leon Kennedy from the Resident Evil series. And man, Leon, he's packing some heat. I got a whole doctoral dissertation sent to me about Leon Kennedy. He's the one of the main protagonists. He's got some special ops training. He is proficient with about any firearm possible. Um, he is adept in hand-to-hand combat. So I mean, close range, long range, it doesn't matter to this guy. He's got something called Sistema, which is his overall fighting style. It's a Russian martial arts utilized by high-tier KGB. And I mean, if I know one thing, you don't mess with the KGB. So that's some good stuff for him. He is in peak human condition. So I mean, like most of the characters on here, he's got some superhuman abilities. Let's see, which Shredder? That's a good question. We talked about this. It is. Oh, who sent me Shredder? We're using Shredder from like 2012, I believe. 2012 Shredder. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so 2012 Shredder is, I believe, the animated 2012 animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Um, and we are also not going to utilize the ooze that he's got. I guess he's got some ooze from another dimension that is, in one iteration, what turned all of the turtles and um, Master Splinter, made them what they are. Kind of like I think it happened at the same time as the uh, Daredevil incident. But for the 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, he's a master of ninjutsu. I mean, very, very skilled martial artist. Um, he became unbeatable by learning a forbidden ninjutsu. Um, they say in the series the only one that rivals him is Master Shredder. So like even the turtles individually don't stand a chance. Um, let's see. He can take down opponents made of rock pretty easily. Um, very, very acrobatic and whatnot. Yeah, I'm not super into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so I'm relying on other people for a lot of these characters. Like I had whoever sent me a character, I asked them to send me some stuff. Um, he's got some pretty strong armor, and his armor uh, does give him a slight stealth advantage because it's like ninja armor and whatnot. But again, that'll a lot depend on where they go. So let's find out where Shredder and Leon Kennedy are going. All right, they are also in an open arena. So Leon Kennedy and Shredder in an open arena. I don't know how Shredder is going to do against firearms. I mean, he's got no cover to hide behind. His ninja skills won't really do him a lot of favors here. So let's see what the votes are. All right. Open arena. Yeah, very rough for Shredder. Dude's main hideout or like main area of operation is a city with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and whatnot. So having just a big open area, not great for any ninja, really. Okay, so maybe have some bullet dodging. I mean, they put his durability. I see some people putting his durability at small building level. So I mean, he can sounds like he can take a couple bullets even if he doesn't dodge them. Um, but Leon Kennedy, man, he's sounds like he's got a good bit going for him. I see a one vote for Leon Kennedy, easy GG. So we'll go ahead and throw that in there. Superman is not part of this, unfortunately. He's just a little bit above street tier. Gun Fu. Okay. Inspiration for John Wick. So uh yeah, I mean if it comes down to hand, I don't know, reading through some of these feats, I kinda wanna give it to Kennedy as well. So we got one for Shredder for the close quarters combat win. Needing just one more person for the tiebreaker. I mean, Leon's got some good close quarter combat feats. I mean, he's adept at wrestling. He's got some martial arts in there as well. I mean, I don't know that his martial arts is on the same tier as Shredder, but I mean, it's not like he would get completely pummeled. I mean, and he's got some good durability. Shredder does as well. So I mean, but I mean, even if they do get to close combats, I mean, it still sounds like it's going to be a very close battle. Just needing one more vote in here because I mean, I don't know these two well enough to really weigh in my opinion. We may not have anyone else, so let's see. I don't know. I'm thinking Leon might take this. I mean, with his arsenal, yeah, I mean, the Shredder win is an if it comes to close quarters combat. But with Leon having special ops training, I don't see him letting it get that. I mean, that's true. He does take on all four turtles at once. Um, but I'm gonna give it to Leon for now, just because of you know Shredder's win is conditional. I mean, he's got to get into close quarters combat, and if he doesn't do that, then it's all over anyway. We got round 5, Spike from Cowboy Bebop. He's going up against Agent 8 from Splatoon, and I'll be honest, man. I really don't know what Agent 8's bringing to the table, but Spike also doesn't bring a whole lot to the table. So Uh, so for the agents in Splatoon, I mean, they've got some superhuman physicality. They got some shape shifting, but that really just changes their form into a human or a squid. Um, so I mean, I don't feel like a squid's gonna help them in any of these uh, settings. So I mean, they can stop people's rocket fists. Um, they've got some guns that they use. So I mean, they've got ranged weapons. They've got some close combat in there. And then our other opponent is Spike from Cowboy Bebop, which I have not watched. Um, but he's just a simple bounty hunter, is what he calls himself. Um, but he's got some superhuman stuff. He's got some adeptness with explosions. He uses a flamethrower often. He knows Jeet Kune Do, so that's his hand-to-hand combat skill. He's got some weapon mastery, and due to being in a very dangerous profession, he's got some high durability. He can take some hits. There's an episode where he took a bullet to the stomach and continued fighting. Um, so I don't know much about either, but it sounds to me like Spike might win this one. Well, let's see what you guys say. Oh wait, we gotta roll. We gotta spin the wheel. Okay, they're in the jungle. I don't know the setting for Splatoon, but I don't think it's in a jungle. Yeah, a Splatoon looks more like a arena type setting. Maybe a city would be better for them, but jungle seems more like maybe Spike has the advantage. Ooh, end of the series took down the whole mafia or like just the mafia boss. Uh-oh. No jungle experience. So doesn't seem very advantageous to either people. So I I still personally think Spike might hold the advantage because I don't know that the Splatoon people use real guns. I think they shoot ink. I mean, unless their ink does a lot of damage, Spike's kind of just gonna run through it. But let's see what you guys think. Who do you guys think is taking the win here? Spike is from Cowboy Bebop. He is the main character in Cowboy Bebop. Let's see. We'll pull up a picture of him. So, is this guy? That is Spike. So, I don't know his origin. I mean, yeah, he's from Cowboy Bebop. As far as like literal origin within this series, I don't know. Um, but I know he's a bounty hunter in space. So, So we got one vote for Spike, 2 votes for Spike. All right. Report it for not having enough likes. I agree. It's a travesty. I've heard some good stuff about Cowboy Bebop. It started off a little slow for me, but maybe I'll have to go back and watch it. It shows up in every like must watch anime list that I've seen. So we're about to close the vote, and I'll give a couple more seconds. Let's see, is that a? Oh wait, I already counted your vote for Spike, so we got 2 votes for Spike, no votes for Agent 8. We're gonna go ahead and close the voting on that one. Spike takes the W there. Let's see who he's gonna go up against in his next battle. We got Luther Strode against RoboCop. Obviously, for RoboCop, if you missed it at the beginning, we are just using the movies, no outside media. And Luther Strode is from the Luther Strode comics. He is the main character in it. So, RoboCop obviously is a half human cyborg police force. He regularly walks directly through walls. Does not know how to use a door very well, it seems, in the movies. But he fights good sized robots, probably like 9, 10 feet tall robots, I think, in the movies. Um, Obviously, not at the beginning. He's just a regular old robotic cop taking down punks. But Luther Strode, let's see, this guy, he's got some extra human abilities or superhuman abilities as well. Let's see if I have any info on him from his recommender. Doesn't seem like I do. But he's got some good strength, some good durability here. He was kicked through a floor and seemed to be pretty okay after that. Also got sent through a pillar. Solid bullet dodger. Oh, we can see the weaknesses of his enemies. Dang. Oh, yeah? Yeah. So he's also, I mean, like most characters in here, he's got some martial arts, weapon mastery. Um, don't get him mad because he's got a berserk mode. He'll mess you up. So we got that going for him, and talk about RoboCop a little. Let's see where they're going. City would be the best bet for RoboCop. I'm not certain where Luther Strode takes place, but they're in an arena. So, open arena, maybe a couple of pillars here and there. Like last time, we'll throw in a lion with them. So I don't see the lion giving RoboCop or Luther much trouble, but keep in mind that there is a lion in there with them while they're duking it out. So I mean, I don't know what real weaknesses RoboCop has, um, other than like your standard EMP type stuff to disable his hardware. That would be a detriment to him. RoboCop has a jetpack. That might give him a good advantage. So it sounds like we got 1 vote for Luther already. He's got a good little variety of places he's fought in. I mean, Luther does have superhuman abilities. I don't know if that lets him jump high enough. Yeah, RoboCop is extremely slow and clunky. So I mean, if it would be in character for him to jetpack right away, that would give him an advantage. But I don't see RoboCop using his jetpack right off the bat. All right, we got one vote for RoboCop, one vote for Luther Strode. We'll give it a little bit longer. Yeah, he does have superhuman characteristics. I don't know how high RoboCop's jetpack allows him to get. Um, I know a lot of shows and movies, jetpacks don't typically go extremely high nor very fast. I mean, I don't think he's like Iron Man level with his flight or anything. He does have some good aiming, but I mean Luther Strode also, he's pretty good with his weapons. So I think weapon wise it seems pretty even. RoboCop isn't going to be able to dodge as well. Another vote for Luther Strode. We got two votes for Luther, one vote for RoboCop. We'll close the vote here in a little bit. See if anybody else. We got some new people that have rolled in to our street level tournament. Let's see if they want to weigh in. Ooh, we did. We got one roll in with RoboCop, so now we're tied up at 2-2. So I mean we're evened out again, and I don't know, man. This is a tough one. RoboCop does have some good durability. I mean, I really don't know how well Luther would do against him. But if I'm gonna have to weigh in, I probably am gonna go with Luther because like Coffee Shop Comics said, in the battle of attrition, I mean, Luther's got the durability for it. We're gonna give it to Luther for this round. See if he can do anything against Spike. Our next match, we got David Dunn from the Unbreakable movie, and Taro Sakamoto from the manga Sakamoto Days. David Dunn has some sort of mental ability that kind of gives him superhuman strength and durability. It's all mental, but the whole series of movies is kind of like a mind over matter type situation. So since he believes it to be true, it does become true and whatnot. Uh, so he's got some good durability. He's got some good feats. Definitely a strong contender. Let me find the stuff that I got of him. The superhero from the film Unbreakable. Um, he's got some invulnerability with virtually no upper limits. I mean, he's tanking a lot. Was inside an entire train wreck and came out completely unscathed. Um, this guy says that he was basically would have survived the same kinetic energy as if having an atomic bomb dropped on him. So he's got some good durability. I mean, Sakamoto is just amazing. I love Sakamoto Days, and I have scaled out that verse pretty far into it. It's still continuing, but Sakamoto is pretty busted. So we've got 2 votes for Sakamoto, 1 vote for David Dunn. Yeah, I mean, in terms of durability, David Dunn is he's that guy. But I mean, Sakamoto is adept. Most like, I feel like in every fight he uses a non-traditional weapon. Like he uses pencils and silverware more than he uses guns or knives. And he has casually punched through walls and whatnot, uh, especially in his prime. There's a scene where like he casually reaches through a wall to grab somebody by the throat. He's got some great reaction time. I feel like his agility might be a little higher than David Dunn. David seems more of a powerhouse. So I mean, I if David Dunn lands a hit on him, yeah, I mean the real key there is I don't know how he can. Oh, if he can drown David Dunn, is he not a good swimmer? Let's see where they're going. They're gonna fight in. I don't think we did our picker wheel yet. All right, they're in the city. So duking it out in the city. I don't know if that's going to change anyone's votes. Speed is equalized for these fights. Otherwise, yeah, Sakamoto would speed blitz him pretty quickly. But that still leaves the durability question in play. Like, can Sakamoto do enough damage here? Yeah, on the list, they're definitely 2 of the top. They don't protect him from drowning. I mean, but we got the city. So, I mean, not a whole lot of places to drown someone in a city. So, yeah, for those joining in, speed is equalized. So, and the couple of the characters we're using specific versions or have slight nerfs. Like for Hoshino, we're not using his numbers weapon. For Rambo and for RoboCop, we only use the movie versions. I mean, Sakamoto does have a lot of ways of incapacitating people other than like, you know, because I mean, he's taken down some pretty durable people as well. I don't know if they're on the same par as David Dunn. Just drown him in the sewers. That's fair. I'm not saying that pencils and silver are the only ones that he uses. I mean, he's a trained assassin, so he can use most any weapons, but he doesn't carry weapons on him. So being in a city, he's gonna use whatever's around him. So I mean, he might like be breaking off a stop sign to smack somebody with, which still is not gonna hold the force of a train. There are plenty of places to. I mean, I guess if he takes the fight to those places, he might have the advantage. Well, the extrasensory perception won't really help him against Sakamoto because I guess from his assassin days, but I don't feel like Sakamoto has done anything really evil or nefarious, especially if it goes by what David considers nefarious, then maybe. But if it's what society considers nefarious, in Sakamoto's verse, I mean, there's 2 different major corporations for hiring assassins. It's a pretty respected job. We've got another vote for David Dunn. So we got 2 for Dunn, 2 for Sakamoto. 2. So, can't Sakamoto show something? I am. Yeah, I don't know what kind of internal damage. So it's what David considers nefarious. Well, I guess society kind of has downplayed cheating, but I feel like most people still would consider that nefarious. Maybe nefarious is a strong word for it, but so far we're tied 2-2. But Sakamoto got there first, so we'll wait a little bit, see if anybody else chimes in. I mean, it seems like Sakamoto's only win con is drowning him. So, I mean, I don't know what the inner ear durability for David Dunn is, but oh, are we gonna have a vote switch over? We're leaning towards David Dunn. Are we gonna Ty? Are you gonna change your vote to Dunn? Let's see what happens. We'll go ahead and we'll give it over to Dunn. We are almost done with the first rounds. We're on our last one, Green Arrow, and we are using the animated series version of Green Arrow versus Majima. Ooh. And Majima is from. Let me pull my stuff up. From Lycoris Recoil. So. Yeah, Majima from Lycoris Recoil is the character, and he is going up against Green Arrow from the animated. Green Arrow does have a boxing glove arrow. Um, let's see. Don't have a whole lot on Majima from the web, but the person that Green Arrow, pure range advantage, he does have a good range advantage. But I mean, Majima is an assassin. Um, he has tanked multiple gunshot wounds. So that he's tanked an RPG explosion. So I mean, Green Arrow's arrows aren't really gonna do a whole lot to this guy. Fell from a skyscraper and survived. Um, so, I mean, Majima's got some durability. Just just throwing some arrows at him isn't really gonna hurt him a whole lot. Let's see where they're going though. We got an assassin versus an archer. Let's see. Oh, they're in the city. So, I mean, the city gives Majima lots of cover from Green Arrow. So, I mean, there are times where his range advantage won't do a whole lot. Looks like we might have two votes for Green Arrow already. Rockin' Alice and Ty Graybill. We'll go ahead and throw those in there. Has a quantum. I don't even know what a quantum arrow is. I gotta look that up. Is that something that he uses in the animated series? Because we are only going with the. And it is from the animated show. It's a pair of arrows. No. Okay, so Got one for Majima, two for Green Arrow. Give a little bit of time for everybody to weigh in, but it seems like right now Green Arrow's going to take the win. Yeah, my son has entered the room, and he is playing with various toys. I have turned off the loudest of them, but all right, I'm gonna close this vote here soon, because nobody else seems to be voting. Looks like Green Arrow's gonna take the W. Oh, vote for Green Arrow as well. There's our last guy. So 3-1, Green Arrow is going to take it. So now we're on to our second round. We got four of these. Starting it off with Knuckle Duster versus Rambo, and I feel like this one's a bit of a wash. But let's see where they're going. We're going to the city. So Rambo, I don't know how well Rambo does in the city, but that's kind of Knuckle Duster's home. Like he's a city vigilante. It's his bread and butter right there. Rambo, I know from my knowledge, most of his movies take place in the jungle. So I don't know if he's ever fought in a city before. I mean, if you want to recap on any of the characters, feel free to ask. Um, but from this point forward, we're just gonna kind of go straight into the voting process. Knuckle Duster has taken some gunshot wounds, but I mean, for all intents and purposes, he's a regular guy. So I mean, a spray of gunshots from Rambo is gonna hurt him a lot. So I mean, like I feel like Rambo kind of takes it here. Oh, Ty says Knuckle Duster slams. Let's go. Give it to Rambo for pure experience. Two for Rambo, one for Knuckle Duster. So, yeah, it seems like Rambo is going to be our winner for this one. Let's go on to Soshiro Hoshina versus Leon Kennedy. Again, Hoshina from Kaiju number 8, Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil. To be fair, I mean Rambo might be wall level, but so is um, Knuckle Duster. I mean, he really doesn't have anything too crazy without overclock. I mean, if he had his quirk, obviously he's way higher, but I think he only gets that back at like the very end of the series for a small little burst of power. So who do we think here, Hoshina or Kennedy? Let's. Oh, you guys are waiting on me. That's the problem here. Sorry, my kid started doing something and I completely lost track of what I was doing. We are fighting in. Looks like the arena. Yeah, we got another arena battle. Again, Lion in there with them. This is Hoshina's second time in the arena. But Hoshina versus Kennedy. Yeah, I mean, Kaiju number 8, they have some good feats of taking down some pretty massive kaiju. Like in Kaiju number 8, Part B, like Hoshina goes through his background of everybody telling him he'll never be able to take down large kaiju, and he says, "Watch." So we got one for Hoshina, one for Kennedy. I mean, Kennedy definitely, I feel like, has higher durability than Hoshina. Um, but I mean, we'll see where the vote goes in an open arena versus a lion as well. We got 2 votes in, waiting on a tiebreaker here. I think Rockin's the one that hasn't voted yet that's still left in the chat. But we'll close it here in a little bit so we can continue on. We only got a couple more matches to go. Pretty sure Kaiju minutes here. Got another vote for Leon. I mean, Kaiju number 8 characters on general are very strong. But I mean, Hoshina is a master of the blades. So I mean, without using like special abilities, and I mean, I feel like Leon Kennedy is going to be a little more durable than most of the kaiju in the series. So we're going to give him the W there, send him up against Rambo. Um, Next, we got Spike from Cowboy Bebop against Luther Strode from the Luther Strode comics. Who do we think is going to win this? They are fighting in man, we're really liking the arena. So Spike and Luther Strode arena with a lion. I feel like Luther kind of easily takes this. I mean, I don't know that Spike has ever fought a lion before, but I mean, I guess guns usually work pretty well against lions, but that'll take his attention away from Luther. So we'll see where the votes go. I think I already know where Coffee Shop is going to vote for. Luther beats his ass. Yeah, it seems like a pretty easy bet that Luther's going to win. So looks like a win for Luther Strode. We'll go on to our next one. David Dunn versus Green Arrow. This is going to be a fun one. They're going to be in the city. So yeah, the knockout gas arrow might take down. I don't know what David Dunn's resistance is to stuff like that. I mean, he's got some specialized arrows. I don't know if the knockout or the electricity arrow would do a whole lot to David Dunn. Does his superhuman durability give him resistances to stuff like knockout gas? So let's get our votes in. We're in the city. Dave, David Dunn versus Green Arrow. Who do we think takes this? Immune to all diseases. Hmm. Yeah, that's gonna be a rough one. I mean, this is a tough one. I don't know. I heard Green Arrow has a pretty good reaction time. I mean, I hear they. I've been told his hand to hand is nothing to scoff at, but yeah, with all the cover, David Dunn might have an advantage. Um, but like somebody stated before, I mean, Green Arrow operates in the city as well. So I mean, he's plus. I mean, if the knockout gas does work, there's no cover that's going to really be able to stop that. He does have good escapes. Yeah, Green Arrow could probably keep his distance because I mean, aside from his superhuman durability, David Dunn is just a regular old guy. Coffee shop, who do you think? You gonna go with David Dunn? I think I might give it to Green Arrow for this round. I mean, Green Arrow does have a finite amount of arrows. I mean, if he runs out, David Dunn does take it. Well, unfortunately, it's going to be a tie between the two unless I weigh in. So I feel like Green Arrow might have the advantage here with some of his specialized arrows. So we're down to our quarterfinal or our semifinals here. Rambo against Leon Kennedy. Rambo and Leon Kennedy. Let's see where they're fighting. Once again, we're back in the arena. So, I mean, Rambo Kennedy in the arena with a lion. I think Kennedy's gonna take it. I mean, I really don't see Rambo being able to hurt Leon Kennedy much. I mean, Kennedy's tanked bullets before, and I don't know that Rambo has. Maybe like one or two here or there, but yeah, I agree that it comes down to who can take more bullets, and I feel like Kennedy can take more than Rambo can. Leon does have a lot more feats going for him than Rambo does. All right, it seems like a wash for Leon. We got Luther Strode versus Green Arrow. And they are going. Let's go for the desert. We've only had one desert round. I want another desert fight. Ah, they toyed with me. So, Luther Strode versus Green Arrow in the city. I feel like Green Arrow's got in the city every single time. Dude's just lucky like that, I guess. Um, Luther Strode from the Luther Strode comics. Green Arrow from the DC animated series. In the city. It's gonna be a good battle for sure. But I don't know. I'm leaning a little more towards Luther. I think this one also is going to come down to who can last the longest. And I mean, I feel like that goes over to Luther. Yeah, this one, it's a good little matchup. So we're down to the wire here. Let's see who else is going to the finals. Is it going to be Luther Strode or Green Arrow? Who's going to face off against Leon Kennedy? I feel like Luther is gonna be able to kind of tank more. Seems like we got a unanimous vote for Luther. So we'll give it to him, and Luther's going to the finals against Kennedy. Let's see where our final battle place is. And there it is. We are finally back in the desert. Leon Kennedy versus Luther Strode. So Leon Kennedy, Luther Strode in the desert. So all Luther. Luther's got experience in the desert. We got our first vote in already. I don't. As far as I know, none of the Resident Evil things take place in a desert. But I'm open to being wrong. I've not watched or played any of them. Just seen stuff here and there about it. So we are in our final battle. Leon Kennedy versus Luther Strode in the desert. 1 vote for Luther. Yeah, wasteland and desert. There's some kind of big differences depending on what the wasteland was before it became a wasteland. Um, I think Leon's gear. You're gonna give it to Leon for his gear. Right now we're 1-1. We did have John join the stream. Let's see if John can settle the final battle for us. We got Leon Kennedy from the Resident Evil series and Luther Strode versus from the Luther Strode comics. They're duking it out in the desert. We're trying to figure out who is the king of the streets. The cream of the crop of all street tiers. Well, if nobody else is gonna weigh in, I think it's gonna be up to me, and I don't know. I think Leon might have this one. We're gonna go ahead and give it to him. Leon Kennedy, king of the streets. Our overall winner. I appreciate everybody joining the stream to help me figure out these help me go through this tournament. It was a fun time. I'm hoping to do more. I think the next one um, might be like a hacks only tournament. We'll see how that goes. That's going to be a wacky tournament. A lot of factors there. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining the stream. Make sure you like and subscribe. Tell your friends about the next tournament. I think it's going to be a hacks only. So if you guys have any suggestions, I am Mortar Feed on Discord as well. Feel free to send me suggestions. Thanks for joining. You guys have a wonderful day.